I'm Kat, an independent midwife from Wales. Welcome to the Mother of All podcasts, where nothing is off the table of discussion. If it leaks, cries, swears, screams, goes up, but doesn't stay up, we're talking about it. It's time to get raw and real. Your no BS guide to pregnancy, preconception, birth, adolescence, wet dreams, wet in the bed, coming home pissed, who knows, whatever, we're just going to talk about it. Life and parenting doesn't come with a manual. Well, not a decent one anyway. So let's just create a podcast. Welcome to the Mother of All podcasts. I don't even know where that come from.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's not even in it.
That's good.
Okay, today I have my family with me. I felt it very fitting as the podcast is about family, parenting, majorly. So before you all change your minds, do you just want to go and introduce yourself very quickly?
Why are you starting with me? Surely you're going to it first.
Over to you.
Okay, Nathan Cottrell, father of three, wife, husband to one,
Sure, just one?
husband to one.
Wife to how many?
That's so funny.
I'm Kellen. I'm 22. I'm a middle child.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Lowry. I'm 18 and I'm the youngest.
I'm Evan. I'm 25 and I'm the oldest.
What is he?
The oldest, I
oldest.
just said.
Favourite.
Oh, yeah,
your favourite, yeah,
Number
yours
one.
Not my favourite.
I got a video
Number
of it.
one.
Okay, so we're going to start with me and Nathan, because you guys wouldn't have been here if it wasn't for me and him. Bit of background as to how me and my husband met. I was 18 in dungarees and red DMs, believe it or not.
believe it.
On an ice
I've
rink
seen that before.
ice rink bar, reading a book with headphones in, listening to Enigma. Two of my mates walked in. Was it Pewey and Leighton?
Yes.
And so did he. And my first thought was, oh shit. And then I had fireworks blowing everywhere. The oh shit was because I had a boyfriend at that time and thought, what the hell am I going to do about that? Skip forward a few weeks later, I was on holiday with my said boyfriend and stalked the life out of this one till he became mine. So, question to you. What was your thoughts the first time you ever saw me?
More a fucking batshit.
Don't
crazy.
That's a tissue.
First thing I thought is when I saw it, I love her.
Okay, mic drop. Thanks for coming today, guys. We'll just leave it there. Thank you. We got together quite young, and I'm sure that everyone who's ever met us would say that we're very different creatures. So parenting is being challenging because we both come from two different brains. I think, like, we've brought these three up who are well-rounded adults. Debatable. Maybe 2 out of 3.
All three.
All
I've
three
just mentioned he's only
well-rounded
18.
adults.
Don't think that's an adult yet, is it?
I think, like, our morals have probably what's got us through because we don't really have a lot in common. Do you agree or no?
Yeah, I think trying to find somebody I think you can partner with perfectly is almost I think it is impossible. So,
Yeah, well, if I met someone like me, we'd be living in a caravan selling the big issue for fucking food somewhere across the world when you were younger, because that's my
I wouldn't be doing
personality.
this podcast if that was the case. I'm telling you that for sure.
there would probably be about another 10 kids.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. So our parenting styles, I think they've complemented each other. They're very different. So what is the one parenting style that you think I've brought that's positive, and what's the one negative?
I wish I'd read these questions.
Just be
before.
honest.
Natural.
I don't think they're too different.
No,
your
they're
parenting
not.
styles,
Don't you think?
though. No.
No.
I think your personalities are different, but your parenting styles have morphed into one sort of style. I wouldn't have said they're that different.
What do you think?
I think they're different, but I think it's because it works that you're different, because a lot of people who are different clash, but you kind of both accept your difference and it works. I feel like Dad's quite relaxed,
Yeah.
and he's happy with the advice he gives, so he doesn't really care about the one you give or the way you teach it. No, like, he's happy with how he teaches us his way. It doesn't bother him that you're different, so it works.
Yeah. So we complement each
Yeah.
other. You rolled your eyes. What do you think?
I think he's a softie with us and you're not, and then I think
Yeah.
it's the other way around with him.
Ah, okay. I would agree. Actually, it's totally different bringing up boys and men.
Boys and men.
Halo.
It's totally different bringing up girls to boys for both of us. Agree?
Yeah.
Agree.
Anyway, you didn't answer my question.
What's the question?
What's
I
one
tried that one.
positive? What's one positive I've brought as a parent and one negative? Like, what's the one thing that you wouldn't have changed about my parenting style? And what's the one thing you would?
Yeah, so probably the drive that you've put in, or tried to instill in the three of them. That's definitely the overall overriding moral I think you put into them. The one negative one is almost the same one as that. That you
Too much
almost
drive.
try to do everything for them to make them do that, and you need to give them the drive, I think, and then let them crack
Take
on
it.
with it.
I'll take that. Would you agree?
Yeah.
I think that's pretty fair assumption.
Yeah. Okay. I like those answers.
Is it going to be a reverse question, or is it
No,
just
because
you
you're not
asking
here
the
to
question?
interview me. I can say what the fuck I want.
Right.
Question 2. I've done that one. Question 3. This is for you guys now. You're going to love this one.
I don't think
We are a very, very close family. However, it can be just as much of a blessing, just as much of a curse as a blessing. What's one blessing that we have for being such a close family, and what's a curse?
If I got into trouble, I wouldn't be scared to tell you.
Cool.
But I also can't tell you anything without you telling
Yeah.
other people.
I knew you two were both going to say
I
that.
need to talk
Keep your mouth
anymore.
shut.
But you know you're the same, right?
What did you call him? What did you call
I'm
him?
not as bad
Absolutely.
anymore.
What was her nickname?
South Wales Echo.
Yeah, I get that. Loud. What's a blessing? What's a curse?
I think because there's no judgment,
Yeah.
because we're all pretty open people, but the same thing Kellen said.
I talk too much, so I'm the
No, you don't
curse.
talk too much. But because we're such an open family,
Yeah.
when we come to you with something, you feel like in your heart everyone else needs to know.
I
Because
get it.
we're one, but sometimes,
They don't need to know.
yeah.
So, okay, going forward, just tell me not to tell anyone.
I do.
Shit, I'm learning so much already.
Well, it's not about telling everyone, it's about telling me, isn't it? So they got to work out whether it's worth me finding out, so it's whether they need to tell you to work out that problem.
Him, I think. Right, what's yours? A blessing and a curse?
I think it's a blessing that we all get on so well.
Yeah.
Because we can all have a laugh and a joke like friends.
Yeah.
But then it's also a curse that it gets too much sometimes, and people can get quite easily frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably me mainly, to be honest. But I
The
just think
overwhelmingness.
we're almost more like friends sometimes,
Yeah.
and it's good, but it can also be.
There's no boundaries,
Yeah.
really, is there?
Yeah.
What do you think, Dal?
Well, you know that's the one where I always talk about.
Boundaries.
That you've become so good friends with them that there's a line that you don't have with them that I do.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Taking a lot tonight, mate.
Just not
Yeah, wait till
questions.
the time.
0 questions. Okay, if you could just, you three again. If you could describe your upbringing in one sentence or word, what would it be?
Nurturing.
What did you say?
Nurturing.
Nurturing.
I don't know. It's a hard question.
It
There's a lot
is.
to say.
Just one, you've always got a lot to say. That's all right, though. Just say whatever.
Go on.
Out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I love that. In a good way, in a bad way, or mixed emotions?
Everything, I think.
Yeah.
Just a bracket of a word over it all.
I like that.
Probably real.
Real, like real life.
Yeah.
What do you think about those three?
I thought you were just asking those three.
I am, but I'm asking you what you think about what they've said. Did you think you'd be bringing up kids that are saying their upbringing was out of the ordinary? Well, yeah, when you met me, probably.
I didn't think I'd be having 3 kids, so I never really got that far. Thought process-wise. But no, they just give honest. You always know they give honest answers when you ask them.
What's one word you'd say about your upbringing? Or a sentence?
One word, loving.
That's a goal, isn't it? Yeah, mine's chaos, but I am chaos, so good. You're flying through these. As you know, I love the whole nature-nurture concept of, is it nature, is it nurture? You always hear like me and Dad going, oh, you get that from your mum, and you all cringe. And I'm like, oh, you get that from your dad, and you're like, oh, thank you. We all know he's the favourite. What's the one trait, you can go all out on this. What's the one trait that you've got from me that you absolutely wish that you did not have?
Oh, I'll definitely go first. I know exactly what it is.
It's more time to think.
It's the drive,
Yeah,
I think, of
it's
not
too
being
much.
able to just, like, I love it and I hate it at the same time, but
Yeah.
just not being comfortable, just being able to sit down at home, watch TV and have a weekend of doing nothing. It just drives me insane.
And the need for more.
Yeah, definitely always needing more. And, like, yeah, that to be honest.
I knew you were going to say that.
It drives me insane.
It's
And we speak about it all the time.
all the time, yeah.
But it's a good thing and a bad thing.
Yeah, it is.
And if you can manage it, then I think it'd probably be more of a good thing. But when it's annoying, it's definitely annoying. So sometimes I do just want to chill.
And you just
But my
can't, you
brain
haven't got
just
it in
can't
you.
stop,
Do you
yeah.
think that's nature or nurture? Do you think that's a gene thing or
I think it's a
being
gene
taught?
thing
Yeah.
because I don't think you've taught me that, I don't think.
No, well, you could be...
Because we were pretty relaxed when I was living at home.
Yeah.
Like it wasn't forced or made to or pushed
No.
over the boundaries. I think it's just...
That's very true. Because
It's
like you
probably
two
'cause you're
looking
the
for a
oldest
job,
as well.
you two looking for a job and things, I'm not like, you gotta do that. So yeah, you've got it in you.
hmm
Yeah.
I think so.
Agreed. I'm 49 and I'm only just managing to settle, so
Fuck.
that's why that's why me and Dad are constantly like, don't take on too much. But then in the background, I'm like, yeah, go on,
Yeah.
which is not healthy. Right, you?
Probably gossip.
Yeah.
Because you're so interested in everyone's lives. I am as well. I feel like it's not healthy to want to know what's going on in everyone's lives sometimes. It's been something I've tried to stop lately because...
I never thought of it like that, but it is. You're just being
Nosy.
just nosy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just drawn to drama.
So would you
not
say it's
good.
nosy or interested? Because you said interested.
I think it's interested if you find out and don't tell anyone else. If you find out for yourself for your own gain,
Yeah.
but if you're going to go and then talk to the people about it, then
Yeah,
it's just
that's
nosy
gossip
and it's gossip.
and nosy. What, do you think you do that?
Not like talk about people in a bad way, but like when you hear something, I
You're
just
like,
like, oh, I wanna know.
oh, itchy feet. Yeah, that's a trait. And my mum was very much like that. So that's obviously
But as
where
well, I
got
think
it
it's
from.
because you're so open. I'll just like tell anyone anything. So sometimes not expected, but you think everyone else is
Does
kind
the
of
same.
like that. And they're not.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there's not many families like this. Cariad?
Just the fact that I can't keep a secret.
It's
I
exactly
see
what
both
she
the
was
same
saying.
then.
Well, not necessarily gossip, but like if someone
Yeah.
if she tells me something,
You'll tell mum.
yeah,
You can't
without
even
even
help
realising
it,
it, yeah.
She's like running
It's
gonna
not
start talking to
necessarily
Ellen
like
from now on.
gossiping about
I'm
people.
just
It's
gonna
just
start
like I
talking
can't
to you
keep a
from
secret,
now
and it's a
on.
pain in the ass.
She just tells mum.
So you think it's like a disease? Dad doesn't have
It's like
it.
itching. Like, it's like I get hives.
I had it when I was younger, definitely, but I think it's like sometimes I think that's more of just having conversation with people. If you haven't got anything to say, well, what,
Trying to sound
yeah,
interesting.
exactly,
Mhm.
and it always seems to be about other people and not yeah.
Yeah,
I had that
but
little
the
bit.
fact only 3 women have said that, a lot of men are more like kept to themselves. They're not really bothered.
No,
Oh,
I
really?
definitely think I can.
Some
Well,
are,
one
I
of
can
your
believe
friends
it.
is a real
Exactly.
gossip. So.
Yeah, men can be worse in some places, and my workplace is full of gossip. So
It's that whole thing trying to manage silence, isn't it? Do you know when you're having a conversation and
Yeah,
it's
that's what people
quiet
do, yeah.
and it's and you've got to try and you feel like
Feel
you've
like
got
you have to
feel
Or if
fill the
everyone-
void.
Or if everyone's got something to say, and
And you wanna
haven't,
try and
then
be
you need to
interesting.
you need
Yeah.
to be in the conversation and
Mhm.
say something.
but I think you pair have got pretty interesting things to talk about, so you don't need to gossip. If
No,
that's
you've
any
got
help.
yeah.
Thank you.
Talk about your brother and your dad.
There we go,
Well,
my
not
big
me.
crown. in there.
Princess.
What's
And I'm not about a hair crown, I'm talking about an actual crown, yeah?
I passed it down.
okay? What about dad? What trait have you got off Dad that you think, I
I'm
wish I hadn't
definitely
got
going
that?
first.
Go on.
That I don't have any drive. We've had many conversations about it.
Okay.
Like, I'm too comfortable being able to sit down on the sofa.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bowen.
I'm not going to disagree. What about you, Evs?
I'm thinking still.
Crown still there on your head. Lovely boy. Kellen?
Naps.
Naps.
I don't do them as much anymore.
The
Yeah,
sleep
you've gone
disease.
better.
That's the
Yeah.
Bowen. That's the Boweniness, that is.
That's
That and
definitely
the
a trait.
sensitivity. Like the
Yeah.
emotionalness. I know he's not like it anymore, but when he was younger he was, and I
Yes.
get it from him.
Yes.
Like
It's a
taking
good-
everything to heart instead of like rationally thinking about it.
But you can work through that and
Yeah.
take it as a positive because it means you care, but sometimes you care too much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then again, is it even a trait that I've gotten off him to not have any drive? Because I'm my own person, it's not like in your blood.
This is the
nurture.
nature
Well, that was the
Nurture.
question I meant with Evan earlier, though. I think, like, the drive that Evan's got, that is a gene he's got from his mum. Definitely.
Yeah, I don't think you can
But you also
learn
got
or
raised
teach
by
something
Dad.
like that.
No.
I don't think.
I'm
No.
just
Dad was a
thinking
stay-at-home when
yeah,
she was
so
a
we probably
baby.
just sat on the sofa.
Whereas
Oh, I
we
should
had
have said
you.
that. So just for context, Nathan was a stay-at-home dad for 10 years. And
That's when you were a wife. It makes sense. Ex-wife.
I'm going to say it. I haven't said it for years. I used to call him the wife and it drive him mad. So that's why you said it.
Yeah, thanks.
And he brought a princess. So yeah, that's why. So
We would
that's
just sit
definitely...
and sleep on the sofa.
Yeah, that's a nurture thing then.
Watch Modern Family.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. You haven't answered.
I think
Nothing.
it's pretty similar to yours with the drive. It's the more of like being sometimes overly passionate about something, like getting really invested in it and then realizing that I'm a bit too invested. But then I don't really know how you can manage that until you realize that you've got too invested. But I think we're both quite a lot like that.
Yes. Just experience, I think.
I think that's a good trait to have.
I was just
Again,
going
if
to say...
it's manageable, it's the same as the
Yeah.
drive thing. If you can manage it
Yeah, there's
I-
always...
and not get too invested in things that you don't really need to be.
You do stop yourself though.
Yeah.
You will. I've seen you where you just like go in and you're like, well, I just need to stop now because no
Yeah.
one gives a shit.
Again, I think it's just about managing it, same as the drive thing.
I thought yours was like a new thing.
What?
Basically what he's saying that he's got a few. I never perceived you to be that way when we were younger.
Which way?
Passionate about things and you just
Oh,
won't
okay.
let it go. I thought it would come
Football.
on. Yeah, well, yeah.
Golf.
Obsessed. Like, I can still talk about things that happened on a football game 30 years ago.
And
That's
kind of let it
definitely
go.
passion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas you're like, you think you hold on to it a bit, but you're...
Yeah,
you
I
can-
think so.
Yeah, you're like 48, so you can just be like, yeah, I'm just going to let that one go.
No, but I think we're both, even in like researching things, like we get so like like going down a
Yeah.
rabbit hole
Yes.
the term, and we get really
Yes.
invested in it,
Yes.
and then it can go. Well, it can be a good thing in research and learning, but it can also go too far.
Where it becomes an obsession
Yeah.
rather than just learning.
And then it's just learning to manage it.
But also, like, I suppose, with the conversation as well, not like between each other, with our friends.
Yeah, we aren't
And we
interested.
come back and have the same issues.
Fucking hell.
See, at
Like-
25 and 48, we still got the same
Yeah.
issues.
Oh, so I'm never going to get rid of that anyway.
Well, yeah, how many times, and it pisses you off that I've said, right, we're going out with so-and-so, so-and-so, don't bring this or this up. And years ago, you'd be like, no, I won't. But now you're like, no, fuck it. If I can't have a conversation, I'm not,
Absolutely.
yeah, I'm not going to have
Keep
it.
doing it like that. Fuck it. I like
Yes.
it.
Cool. Right. Oh, marriage. So, we've been together for how long?
Okay, relax.
Can we just go off the anniversary?
No, okay, so what's our anniversary date? Because you forgot it last year.
21st July.
Ah, well done. You forgot it as well.
I'm not fucking married.
So you wouldn't be here if it weren't for us. Yeah, that was a blower. Anyway, whatever. So marriage, I think you would agree, is something you have to work on every day. Those that don't, I'm not sure if they're just friends. That's my opinion, and I can say it. I might be wrong. I might be right. Who knows? We've had like rocky roads, ups and downs. 9 times out of 10, if someone asked me why we've been together so long, you know my answer. Neither of us wanted a divorce on the same day. One of us was always fighting. I think we're in the happiest, most settled place that we've been in years. Do you agree?
Yes.
And why? Why do you think it is?
Because you come round to my way of thinking. Why? It's almost like these three now have they can manage on their own, 3 of them.
That's debatable.
Yeah, no, but it's not the problems or the issues we used to have always. So sometimes there's not enough. Well, you watch a podcast where the most important relationship in a family is the husband and wife.
Husband and wife, yeah.
And I think that's become apparent now since they've got older.
Okay, I would agree. But I also think it's because like we're investing in our health, so we feel better about ourselves. Which is, if you don't feel good about yourself, you can't really invest in a marriage.
You can't invest in anybody else
No.
to feel good in yourself.
When you 3 were growing up,
Can I say something on that? I think you've actually sort of like switched personalities a little bit in the last few years. Like
Really?
you've mellowed out a bit more and you've come a bit more out of your shell with opinions and the way you are. So I think that's maybe
Evened
made
us
you both
out.
realise sort of
I definitely think you've
like
changed
set out
so
each other,
much.
understand each other a bit more maybe because you've both sort of swapped.
2020 COVID being there.
Yeah,
To- for me,
definitely.
Yeah.
You obviously chilled out a lot, loved it being home, and you were the opposite.
Yeah.
you wanted to get out.
Yeah, and
So,
that's
yeah.
what I mean. You both sort of swapped.
Yeah, I
Whereas
would agree.
previous to that, I would have been happy staying in.
Yeah,
I would have wanted
definitely.
to get
I
out.
would have, yeah. I loved COVID. Yeah, we're not going to. That's another podcast. No, that's spot on actually. But growing up, bit of a sensitive question, but just be honest. Did you ever think at any point, oh shit, mum and dad are going to get a divorce?
I can't think of any specific moments.
No.
I mean, you've obviously had arguments and
Yeah.
things, as all adults do, but I can't think of any specific moment where
You were
I've been
worried about
concerned.
it. What about you?
Not in Penmine, in our old house. Definitely in our new house when the house was getting done. It's just
Oh, I wasn't living there, so I haven't got that there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How did it make you feel?
just I don't know, just different.
Were you like worried?
Yeah, a bit, because it wasn't. If it was something I always had in the back of my mind,
Yeah.
used to it, but it wasn't something I was used to, so wasn't sure what would happen. But I never really had a gut feeling you would divorce.
What
So-
about you?
Kind of the same. Like, I never thought it would happen, but once or twice there's been an argument and I've thought it could be a possibility.
Yeah.
Like, it's never really been a thought, but once or twice it has, like, popped into my head, like, this could end everything.
Yeah.
There was one time I was in my room, you were in Canada, and you were sat on the table just having a chill
know
conversation.
exactly
But
what
you were
she's
there
gonna
for
say.
4 hours, and I opened the door and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna go back in my room now." I just wanted to go out, and I have to wait.
That probably was though.
Probably.
You know the time. It was like when you slammed the remote control on the table and walked out, and I was
Okay.
like, "Oh shit, he ain't
Seems a
coming
bit of a
back."
dramatic thing. To divorce over.
Why?
The batteries weren't working.
Oh, fucking get it's off. I'm done.
I'm really pleased that you never had that like overwhelm, because I was brought up with a single parent, classic matriarch. You know, you break your leg, walk it off. Carol and Kat should have a podcast, maybe sometime in the future.
Maybe never.
And you were brought up. Well, would you say you were brought up by a single mum?
Yeah.
Always knew your dad might go at some point, kind of thing. So to know that you guys always thought we'd always be quite stable. So I didn't think you'd say that. I thought you'd say quite a few times. So, I'm getting emotional now.
Surprise, surprise.
I know.
Oh, well.
Okay, so saying all of that, what piece of advice would you give these guys if they were to get married? Don't say fucking don't do it. Each individual, because they're like not in a box. So knowing them as people, what piece of advice would you give them?
I don't know. I don't know. About,
Patience.
Should have asked him this question this morning.
I'm pretty patient, thank you very much.
Come on.
You're not.
Oh, you are
Yeah,
with
exactly.
Amy.
Oh yeah, Amy. Yeah.
Oh, we're
Yeah.
just-
It's
just-
just-
So that's right, I'm patient then.
No, you
No.
are right. Yeah.
I'm not sure if I can give individual advice. I'm not even sure if you can give any like concrete advice, because I mean if you said you've got to make sure that 100% you want to get married to that person
Yes.
right at the beginning, you could say that, but
It
You
could
don't
change
know,
in like
though.
a week, though.
Yeah,
Yes.
you don't know
It
that.
could change on the day.
and as you keep bringing up to me, my marriage proposal to you wasn't exactly romantic. So,
Can we just... Do you want to just say...
I didn't say that.
sorry?
Do you want to just say how the proposal went?
Thanks for acknowledging.
Do you want to get married?
That was it. Literally, no ring.
Well, you were trying to crawl around, so I thought I'm not getting out of here very soon.
Excuses.
We'll just
No,
go
but-
back
So you're welcome
to,
again then.
We'll just go back to
Saved
what
my
you We'll go back to what you said about the first time you met me and stick with that.
Yeah, no, of course, but then if you're going to give that advice, someone could be absolutely 100% ready for it, and something could happen where they feel like they can't be with that person anymore. So I think everyone's journey is different. Like, there's no way we would have thought our journey would have been the way it's turned out.
Oh no, no. Like if we hadn't had Evan, I would have been in bloody rehab or bloody prison or something. So.
Dead.
No, I
kids.
wouldn't have been. He would have kept me alive.
Oh, maybe I've then.
Here we go.
I mean, well, we talk about this regularly. When you're a man, you have to bend, no doubt about it. How much bending you have to do is purely down to you.
Went into how many arguments you want to have, basically.
That was my advice. My advice is pick your battles. That is it. Because you just cannot win everyone. I've tried.
Can I interview you two for a sec?
Go on then.
I want to know if marriage feels different, because I feel like it's made out to be a big thing, but if you think about you're still with that person anyway.
Feels different to what?
Just
Than
being
being
like
in a
boyfriend,
relationship.
girlfriend, yeah.
I'll go first.
Or is it the
okay?
thought of it that makes it feel like
It was
it's
very
more-
important to me, but I'm not sure now if it was because even that Evan had Cottrell as his last name, and I was Patterson, and I was brought up by a single mum. So for me, I 100% wanted to get married, and the minute I did, hand on heart, felt completely different. But I don't know if that's a woman agenda thing or a security thing. You know, I'd stalked him. I knew I'd got him for kind of life then anyway. So, what about you? We were young.
22, weren't you?
23.
I don't know, maybe I suppose the difference becomes when everything else becomes reality. I mean, even though we had Evan before we got married, everything else, the actual day, all your family and friends there, then the honeymoon, then buying a house, and it's almost like you don't get to feel different. It's one thing, then it's the next thing, then it's the next thing, then it's the next thing. So I don't know what that feeling is before.
I would actually say it feels different now.
Well, yes, again,
Yeah,
post 2020.
because we didn't do this before we had kids. So
Oh.
like, we never went on holiday together before we had kids.
No.
Yeah, that's a really good question. You're not meant to ask me anything. It's my show.
My bad.
But thank you.
Last question.
What was your piece of advice? You said it.
I give it to Evan.
Men
there we
have to
go.
bend.
Yeah, and
It's
I
just how
think
much
you
you
need
want
to
to do
give
it.
those two a piece of advice.
Don't let anyone walk all over you.
Oh, that's so... Yeah, that sounds all right then, yeah. Fair enough. Go on, next question.
Manage your expectations. That's what I would say to individuals. And don't give so much. Weirdly. You're super feminine for a man.
Thanks.
Because of how you've been brought up.
Yeah, to be fair.
Yeah, so sometimes you can give too much of yourself. And yeah, so can you. Okay?
Do I give nothing?
No, do you know what? You've just got it.
Got it.
You really have, honestly. Okay. Right. Do you want kids?
Yeah.
Do you? Wow. And you want kids?
Yeah.
What would you change?
That sounds like my marriage proposal.
Yeah. Do you want to get married? Yeah. When you have your own family then, what would you do different as parents to what we've done? Because you should always change something. Like if you end up in therapy, it's our fault. That's classic. That's what we do. Like you can't get it 99%. You can't get it right. So what would you do different? Kellen, you first.
I'm thinking.
Okay.
Because I had what?
Because you haven't answered first, yeah, that's all. Anyone?
Probably not to spoil them as much.
Okay.
Not in...
In what way?
In, like, not like holidays and stuff, but as in, like, teaching them a little bit at an earlier age that you'll have to do things for yourself eventually. So I feel like... Because you've always given so much, like I've gotten to that age now, and you can tell, like with all my friends, that we've all been raised completely different, because they'll just like work every day and they're like fine with it, because I've always kind of had that help there. Now
It's
I'm
hard
just like,
transition.
yeah, but I don't know.
I think maybe
Then
that
you
comes
would
along
agree
with
with
the
that.
youngest one as well.
But you would agree with that, wouldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But
'Cause we've spoke
I
about
do
it.
think it comes with the youngest one. Do they get away with
Just to
more?
teach them more to
If you
vouch
listen
for
to his
themselves.
Commenting
advice.
on this one.
I ain't agreeing with that. No.
Agreeing
I'm
with
the
what?
youngest.
Yeah, I'm saying in this scenario.
Wait, agreeing with what?
Because you're the younger, you get away with more. You get more spoilt and things. I don't
I don't
agree
think it's
with
more
that.
spoiled. I think it's just
You've gone so
raised the two
classic
kids
since.
now. I know it's just like this one's on cruise control.
Well,
But you've also got to
Yes,
remember as well, the
yes.
older
That's
you
how it
get,
feels. It doesn't feel like you're spoiling them more than you
you
spoil
took a
us. I
lot
just
of
think
this.
it's
This
right,
one
yeah.
ghosted through.
Yeah.
And then she had the repercussions of it.
you would,
I'll bend on this one as well because it's my fault.
What did I say? Don't give too much.
yeah, but I think it's just because you learn from every child you teach. Like your first
Oh,
kid,
yeah,
you
well,
don't
you-
have a clue what you're doing.
No, they
And
teach
you have
you.
a second one, then you have a third, and you're just easier
Well, you're
because you're
fucked
not so
then, but-
angry because you know how to deal with them now. So I feel like it's not that you spoiled me more. You just grew up really, and then you just teach them differently because you know more knowledge because from the first ones.
Wise words. Evan?
Two things. I think I wish I got into some sort of apprenticeship
Yeah.
when I was
Out of
15,
school.
16. So I think I want to make sure that my kids, obviously it'd be different for girls and boys what they want to do, but I want to make sure they get something like that
Have
first.
a trade.
Okay, hang on a minute then.
Let him finish.
Yeah, no, before we go to the second one.
Classic.
Because, and then it's not. It's interesting
What did you
because I want to know how you're going to do that, because we tried every trick in the book to get you into Michael's as an apprenticeship mechanic, and you just went down it and you wouldn't have it. So you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah,
how
I get it.
How are you
I
gonna?
I don't know. That's what I want to do differently, is manage to get my kids to do that.
Okay.
I'm not saying you didn't try,
Oh, no,
No, I know
I
that. I
agree
know that.
you should.
but that's the difference that I'd want to make for myself, because I mean I'm happy with my job now, but I just wish I had something that could take that step further. I kind of feel like I've reached a bit of a glass ceiling where I work now.
Yeah.
I'd rather have had a trade, maybe not cars, anything, building
A
trade,
purpose.
something where I could start something myself now and build upon it basically.
It's interesting that what you do as a hobby is what you
I know.
wanted to
yeah,
do.
I wouldn't want to do that as a job.
A job, no.
And then the second one would just be make them more aware of financially. Because I just think I turned 18 and I got a credit card and
Yeah.
car on finance and blah, 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 blah. And well, I was still paying that car off for years after I wrote it off with insurance and credit card debt for years and years. So definitely make sure that they get like £1,000 banger car rather than getting a nice car on finance for their first car. And I don't know, maybe try and help them with a bit of money so they haven't got to get a credit card.
Yeah.
But at the same time, not just give them money. Mm-hmm. So just, so just be a bit more financial savvy.
I think we both agree we should have done that.
Definitely, but I want to
Yeah.
ask another question.
Oh my God.
How are you going to get him to buy £1,000?
Well, I know because you tried making me do it. I don't know. I'm probably more going off of the mistakes that I've made.
Yeah, no, I get it. I
show
get
them
it.
your
That I don't
experience.
Yeah,
It's
so I don't know how we do
because
that
you were such a
differently for
strong
you then, to be
personality,
fair.
though, see.
You do.
Which again, which is a curse and a blessing to you. The reason. you
Okay,
did
well,
it
if
because
we
you were a
take the
strong
car
person.
thing out of it then definitely just more
money.
financial
Yeah,
savvy.
financial, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Because
I
I've,
agree.
I've never gone without money, but I've been in credit card debt,
And
loan
stress.
debt, and stress, and yeah, it's not nice. So I'd like to teach them a bit better with money. That comes into school as well.
I was going to say,
But-
I think it's all Fran's actually coming on to talk
That'd
about
be cool,
school.
yeah.
But
Yeah, but you know they're not going to do it in schools. They're never going to do it in schools.
No, but I'm going to do it on the podcast.
I
Yeah,
agree
of course,
with
yeah.
you.
So, yeah, I just think it's more, yeah. And again, so what us getting married, we were still like, well,
younger than you.
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
younger than you. getting married.
Probably the
And
same financial situation.
Oh,
yeah,
we were
no,
all
we
well.
had we had zero.
We
So
would die.
I mean, in respect of what we wanted to give you, like you talk about financially, we weren't even thinking about that for ourselves, let alone passing it down onto you. So I think, yeah, that's a fantastic way to think about what you want to do for your children.
Different.
Definitely.
Kellen,
I can't think of anything.
that's
That's
a
a
good. That's a good
compliment.
thing.
Like nothing that.
Like,
Maybe just don't teach us how to swim by throwing us in the deep end. It's the
I'm
only
definitely
thing
doing
that
See,
comes
that.
to mind.
That's what you meant to do.
exactly the way.
There's a reason I'm scared of the water.
No, it's not. Yeah, there is. It's across Portugal. That's why.
Water trauma.
No, that was your own fault as well.
I agree with you because it's nothing about me.
Dye your hair back brown.
Thank
No,
you.
I can't now.
Yeah.
I absolutely can't
The
now.
face of the podcast.
Okay, these are just general questions. When was the last time you felt like really, really proud of yourself? Not something that we've been proud of, but when have you like thought, oh, I'm killing it. I'm really proud of myself for doing it. It could be anything, finding the right fork or anything, like anything where you've just thought, I'm so proud of myself. You as well.
2 days ago.
What? Go on, say it.
No, I just had a moment of realisation that I've let loose a lot this year. Like, I've constantly lived in fear of, like, people judging me, but,
Yeah.
like, recently I just don't care anymore.
That's
And
nice.
I've just fed myself with a lot of advice that, like, people are too focused on themselves to notice you, and I've been a lot happier since, like... I've always known that, I've never really, like, accepted it, but now that I have, I feel like I'm a lot happier
Feel free.
in myself.
Very mature. Evan?
I'm going to have to still think on this one, to be honest.
Kellen?
Mine was the end of the short programme skate of French Cup.
Why?
Because they didn't think I could do it and I had the best skate of my life.
I love it. And that feeling you should hold
And they
when...
were there. I know you weren't, but
No,
they were
I
there.
know.
Sorry.
But that feeling that you get when you feel like that, you should take it into days where you're not feeling so confident
Yeah.
about yourself. What about you?
Yeah, I'm still struggling at the moment, to be honest.
I'm just going to go with the basic one. Probably when I did the half marathon, to be honest, and finished
Yeah.
it.
With no
Yeah.
training?
Yeah. Because I really didn't want to.
No, and you didn't go on holiday,
I know.
you chose
Didn't
to
go on
stay
holiday with all
home.
my mates, yeah, so I'm going to go with that.
That was very mature.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got
Thank you.
anything?
No, I'm late. No.
Homework?
That was a bit sad.
That is sad.
You bought the
I'm
camper
I'm
van?
sad.
Yeah, and then
Okay,
you
yeah, I listened to Evan about
Chip
buying
the
the camera.
tyre
Fab.
10 minutes later.
I'm proud I managed to make the list. It took 25 years.
I love that. A job, education, career for some is the epitome of success. So a job, a really good job or whatever. I don't believe that. What do you think is when you think, I know I've made it when I reach this? What is it? Am I making sense?
Yeah, when I think you've found the career that doesn't feel like you're working.
So it's career. Career
Well, the
means
career
success.
and job is. I thought, what was?
Shall I ask it again?
Yeah.
Sorry. A job, education, career for some is the epitome of success. So what does success mean to you?
Yeah, so when I think you've found that job or career
Mm-hmm.
that you do, and it doesn't feel like work.
Yeah.
It's just because you love doing it that much.
A bit like me.
So then that's the success
Yeah.
then, I think, isn't it? Because you're making the money off of doing something that you actually enjoy doing. So that, to me, would be...
You're working because you want to.
Yeah.
So a job is important.
Now, you haven't got those mornings where you wake... Well, you're probably still going to get those mornings where you wake up and you don't want to go to
that's
work. But
natural.
when you're doing something that you love and you're making money from it, I think that's, for me, that's as high as successful as you can get.
What about you?
I've never really put like jobs and education into that.
Yeah, so what
category.
does success mean for you? Could mean anything.
I've always thought the most successful people are the people who are just happy doing what they're doing.
so
Whether
similar
that
to
is
what he said.
not just a job or anything,
Okay.
and finding acceptance of how life works and dealing with it.
Yeah, because some people who measure success as happiness don't even work.
No.
So that's why I was like, you've been brought up by someone, me, who's like chased her midwifery career, and a very chill guy who is now at an age still, well, no, I think you know what you want to do now, but it's taken you years to get to there. What about you?
Knowing that I have a good group of friends.
Yeah.
Like, job didn't even really come into it. Like, being able to sit at a table with people and know that I don't have anything bad to say about them and they don't have anything bad to say
And
about
everything's
me.
comfortable.
Yeah.
See, it's just me, love. I don't think that now, though. I don't think success is measured by your career. What do you think?
I don't know. I don't know about measuring it by your career. I just think if you're getting up in the morning and going to work and
Yeah.
you're doing it for the love of doing it, then that's success. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
that's
I
fine.
wouldn't. I don't know if I agree with it being measured by that. I don't know.
But it's quite
It's a
difficult.
difficult
though, 'cause-
question, isn't it?
But I think you're taught to like know you eventually need to find a career. Like in school as a
Well-
kid, and you're like 6, and they're like, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" So you're kind of always taught that like you need some sort of job to be happy and live. So some people just look at it that way.
That was my next question.
Never mind.
But anyway, what's yours?
Yeah, so I think not the problem with that, but most people think that it's about achievement. I think. So I've been thinking about this lately as well. That I think my success is that I'm always in my own head. I'm always striving to be better. I haven't come to the point yet where I'm comfortable with how my handicap is in golf, what I'm doing in my work, how much money I'm saving, how many holidays you want to go on, what you want to do the next time with your kids or your family. Like, there's no kind of settlement. Just keep going. I think that's what I think my success is. I want to keep going.
That's good. So, going on to the next question then. Do you feel pressure to have it all worked out? Well, you obviously don't. So, like, as adolescents, well, a big adult, a mini adult, and a just adult, do you feel like social media and even family maybe, the pressure to have it all worked out, have the job, have the car, have the house, have the girlfriend, have the happy life, have all of that?
I don't feel I don't really use social media, so I don't think that. I think it's self-pressure.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm trying to do it to impress people. It's
for your own
I want to
self.
make it so I can be comfortable and go on the holidays and
Yeah.
everything you just said. So I think it's just putting pressure.
That's
I just
your
put pressure
own
on myself, yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, I used to until I realised I was the only one putting pressure on myself, because it's in my own control to take it personal of what people say to me about trying to have it all figured out.
Do you think we put pressure on you?
No.
Yeah, and I think you saying it's you putting the pressure, even the social media pressure is you putting pressure on yourself because you
Absolutely.
don't need to pay any attention to it.
No, and it's hard
Because
not
it's not even reality really. The stuff that you see on there isn't true to what the people are doing day to day.
No, they live in a dream world.
But then the social media is a really bad thing, because you only see what they want to show you. Like, you don't see how they got to that point. So many people, like, they are just so drawn into, like, famous people, and then people just think they're just burdens because they see them doing really well, but they don't see the work that they
The Monday to Friday in
so
McDonald's.
they think there's no
Yeah.
point in me putting work into something if I'm not going to be like them, but they have to do that as well.
Makes sense. What about you, Cariad?
I agree with them. I don't have an answer.
She wants to go to bed now.
It's nap time.
The toddler needs a nap.
That means she's got no pressure then. She's just chill.
Chill guy.
You
No, I
don't
feel like there's pressure with some things, just not all of the things that you listed.
You had a lot of pressure on yourself from all angles with the skating, so you probably feel like a lot of that's
I like
lifted.
coming home and having nothing.
Yeah. Is that a good thing or a
No.
bad thing?
I hate it.
Yeah. What, not having anything? Yeah. Because everyone needs an element of pressure, wherever it comes from.
Yeah.
You would agree, wouldn't you? Okay. I've always said I've learned so much more from my kids than I've taught you. What do you think you've taught us as parents?
Why didn't you answer that question?
To go and look at the camper.
You won't agree when I tell you what
No,
mine
but
is.
So you can still say it.
Patience, believe it or
Oh, I
not.
was going to say that.
Really?
Yeah.
When did you learn that?
You're still learning.
You taught me patience because I had 0.
What are you at now then?
I made you impatient, which made you become patient.
Made me
right,
become
okay.
patient, yeah.
The crap's still on top of my head, then I can deal with that.
What do you think? What have they taught you? I don't think anyone asks their kids this question because it's hierarchy, isn't it?
I'm asking them what they taught me.
Yeah. Or what have they taught you? Like made
Yeah, maybe
you...
you should just answer this question
Yeah.
yourself, I think, because
We would know it's your own answer, isn't it?
Well, I think from the analogy I used to for using football coaching, that like Mum said, you always you think that we're teaching you stuff, but you've definitely taught us more than we will ever be able to give you, because there's 3 of you and we're trying to give you the best life that you can have, but you got all the answers really. You like, we haven't. You give us the answers.
so we're always right.
Yeah, so
What's
what
the
have we taught
answer?
you? You just reworded Mum's question really intelligently.
Well, no,
To be fair.
no. Whatever we're trying to teach you, you've probably already taught us, and we're giving you the experience of what you've already taught us.
Does that make sense?
No, I
Yeah, it
completely
makes
get it.
sense.
Okay, I love this question. What's something or someone or whatever that brings you peace?
The beach.
Nice. Why?
You.
Because
Well, no, sorry. I would find peace from it because you've always taken us to the beach, but just the ocean,
okay,
the sound of the waves.
I just like the sound of rain.
rain.
Yeah.
What about you,
Probably just walking my dog, I think.
Toby?
Mm-hmm.
What's yours?
It's almost it's that, and it's not that.
Well, walking
You
Toby.
haven't
Don't
got
ever walk, Toby.
No, Toby. It's Toby.
Oh.
But he
Oh, that is
also,
so lush.
but he also
It's the opposite.
is the opposite when he's on one.
One.
Oh.
So yeah,
I love that, and I always talk about like dog and their intuition. He definitely knows that you feel that way as well, because I always said you're his favourite by far.
which is really weird because I never liked dogs.
Yeah. That's lush. Mine's you, by the way.
Need to
say
start
music.
making him answer the questions first.
I'd
Oh,
say
Toby's got a
music
crown
as
on his head
well.
now as well.
Like father, like son. Apple don't fall far from the tree.
Generational.
It is. How has our relationship changed over the years since you've become like older? How's it different now to what it was when we
What
were
hours
younger?
with you?
Yeah.
Well, like Dad always says, we're definitely more like friends.
Yeah. But you two are like best buds now.
Yeah, so probably the same then, to be
Yeah.
honest. We're getting more like a friendship. Like we can both be honest with each other a lot more, and I feel like we can both give each other constructive criticism, and we both, especially me, where I'd like to think I'm a bit more mature, can take it on the chin rather than taking it as an insult. And I think, yeah, we're slowly getting
I think
better
we're
with our
calmer.
friendship. I can't
Yeah.
remember, we've had our time of being like that all the time now, and I'm bored of it, and I'm sure you're bored of it
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So I think we're definitely getting better at that.
I think that. Do you two think that?
I don't really think
That
ours
me
has
and him are
changed.
calmer?
Yeah, but it's because he doesn't live here, live at
Yeah.
home anymore.
No, I don't know,
No,
because I think our worst,
Last year.
yeah, the year and the year before that, and I wasn't living
Yeah.
with
Well,
them.
I wasn't
Just
there, so I
maturing though.
didn't know.
Yeah, well, it's because I'm calmer as
Zen.
well, I think. Zentrina.
Zen.
How do you think our
I
relationship's
definitely think we
changed?
clash more now than we used to.
Well, you've taken
but I
his-
am at that age, so you don't agree with a lot of
Pass you the
things.
baton.
Well,
Now
no,
you've
because
been
you and
doing a
Evan
job.
are like two peas in a pod, and yeah, and we're very.
You're 18 though, you've got
we're
an
very
excuse.
similar,
Yeah, I'm the youngest.
but
Spoiled.
I don't give you as much silent treatment as I used to give him. I will say.
Well, the amount you give me now is a bit too much. So
I'm
I
working
feel
on
sorry
it.
for
I'm
you.
working on not carrying. It's not a nice trait. So
No,
ours hasn't changed.
I don't think ours has changed.
at all. What about with Dad?
I don't think so.
Do you think your
I don't
relationship's
really
changed
think
with the
it's
kids?
changed either way. Not ours.
Like she's still a princess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Crown.
I think maybe it's changed. That's because you're more. I think you're definitely more vocal and stubborn now than you've ever been. Up till like the age of 16, you were almost a mute, really. So and maybe you're having it a bit earlier than I had it, because I was like that up until kind of 5-6 years ago.
Yeah.
And then now I flipped the other way. But I think, don't know, maybe you're getting there quicker.
Well, yeah, but I'm just you, so you just have the advice for me. Like, if I wasn't like
Yeah, I
you, I
think
would
you're-
probably
you're-
still be silent like if you weren't quiet when you were younger, I probably would be, but I wouldn't have you to tell me.
I'd like
Yes,
to say you're
yes.
slowly starting to maybe listen to the advice he's giving you.
Yeah.
Whereas before you
You
wouldn't
should
have.
just kind of go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slowly though.
Yeah.
You need to pick
I-
it
I-
pick
it
the
up.
pace a bit.
Pick it up a little bit. Put the pedals on, darling.
Start wearing my hearing aids then.
I didn't answer with Dad.
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Yeah, Mum.
Sorry.
I think I don't know. I think it's just because I've gotten older. I think it's never changed. It was always going to end up this way.
Okay.
My relationship with Dad, but I just see he's like my mentor and a friend. But like, it was when we went out to the Red Lion and I came home and I said to you, Dad wasn't too happy. Because obviously you've been away for 2 years and you don't live in the house, so it has just been us three for quite a couple of years. And we were just having food, and it was that week we were like going out to the pub quite a lot, and we walked home and I said, I just see you as like my friends now, and you were like, I don't like that, your dad.
you've never
But
liked that.
as in like, I don't sit there anymore and feel like I'm constantly getting nurtured, not in a bad way. I just feel like it's just chilling out.
But I think we're all like
Just older
in our
now.
own stages getting to being adults now, and you're obviously adults, so we can have adult conversations and adult humour and obviously go out and drink, so it makes it easier to have a friendship.
Rather than mother,
Well,
parent.
no, but still mother and parent, because we still take advice and
Yeah.
listen to it, but I think it's where we're now adults, it's kind of like
Equal.
we're friends, yeah.
And
I
the
think-
banter, I think, like that's why it feels more like
You've
friends.
still got banter tolerance of a 12-year-old, so I don't know about that.
Yeah,
It's
she's
good.
age 6 then.
I've seen this thing and it said like every friendship is healthy to have a bit of banter, and I feel like it is.
We need to
Oh
work
no,
on
but if it's a
that.
personal
We
thing, it's
definitely
different.
need to work on
If it's
that.
a
The
personal
boundaries
thing,
of
it's
banter,
different, but
definitely.
it's just like
No,
comfortable
there's
to
no boundaries.
joke
You
around.
just need to improve your tolerance. You're getting a bit better. And you are. I think you cracked a joke the other day, and I was very impressed.
Mum came in the kitchen the other day. What was it? We were making pasta, and Mum came in the kitchen and tried to do banter, and I said, "That's just a white lie." It just didn't make sense. And you were like, "I can't win."
What's the point? What's the fucking point? Oh, wow. We're nearly done, I promise. So as a family, going back to what we just said, we've had disagreements in the past, probably me and you more than... Probably me and you
I'd
more
like
than
to
me and
think it's you,
Dad.
Bear. You've got bloody 10 years
No, but
left.
we're very similar. What biggest disagreement that we've had has allowed us to like grow and come away from it?
Oh, it's a big question.
It is a big question. It can be an individual one or a group.
Biggest disagreement. I don't
Me
know.
not going back for another year.
Is that how you feel?
That's big.
Yes.
Okay.
Because I didn't want to.
And I
you
wanted you to.
I'd say
That's
the same
massive.
for skating
Yeah, I agree with you
me.
on that.
I would agree with you. And I'm going to cry.
And it was only like a month ago instead.
only because I'm proud that you didn't give in to me.
Yes.
Like, that was huge because
I would
basically
have
what
said
I
that
said
another
to
year
you...
6 months ago.
Yeah, well, like what I said to you, don't be a walkover when you're going to go into a relationship.
Yeah.
And I...
That includes me.
Absolutely. And I could have... Well, I fucking didn't, did I? So, like, no powers of persuasion work. So that's you turning into your own person. And that's probably the most proudest I've ever been of you, if I'm honest.
I can agree on that, yeah. Well
Yeah.
done.
Fab.
I have one with him as well.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's
Oh, she's on now.
Warming up now. It's come to the end. It's just warming up.
Next question.
When I come home from my first training session with Fairwater, and I told you I was going to be a goalkeeper, and you were against it, and I told Mum to just shut the F up, and you chased me up the stairs with a shoe, I realised that I actually couldn't get away with everything I said with you, that you weren't as much as of a walkover as I thought you were.
You two are so alike.
Yeah. Yeah, that you are right, but I suppose it's because of the context, which was like my thing is football, yeah, and I knew if you went into goals,
Yeah.
because
Well, it took me breaking my finger to come out.
of course, but because you are talented in that respect, that you would do well in there, and they would never let you out,
Yeah.
and I didn't want you to do that.
What about...
I think it's a blanket for the both of you and probably the family, but when we went to Europe, I just remember for most of the time, just specifically me and you, but definitely the three of us just arguing until maybe like the last 2 or 3 weeks. I might be remembering it differently. We might have argued then as well, but I've kind of remember it being like after a certain point we sort of just stopped arguing and all enjoyed it, and I don't feel like I kind of feel like that was like a big step for me growing up.
It was
I
huge.
know when it
So,
was.
just for context,
It was when you went
I
down
know what you're gonna-
to the pool in Italy,
yeah.
and I was brushing her hair, and you were doing something, and I said, Ev, stop it. I'm sorting something out because your mum had gone, she needed time. And you didn't. You didn't. And I caught you in the corner of my eye, and I'd seen you turned your back, so I threw the comb down, I chased you into the caravan, grabbed you, and I was like, oh my God. Then
You hated
you
yourself.
we went, I think it was Italy, wasn't it?
Yeah, but we didn't have the caravan in Italy.
For context, because nobody knows what we're talking about, we took the kids out of school for 3 months and went travelling around Europe in a caravan. And
It blew up the day before his 16th birthday.
yeah,
15th.
15th. So Evan was 14, going through puberty, living in a caravan on the floor. And how old were you?
I just turned 11. Just turned 7.
6. Yeah, best decision I think we've ever made as a family was to go, but very hard for a 14, 15-year-old boy.
No, for everyone, because I know I was a pain in the ass while I was there as well, and like I said, specifically with me and you, many snapshots in my brain of faces to you, Paul, when we were arguing over there, and I've never seen them since. So that's why I'm putting that down and thinking that's
okay.
Yeah.
a big step.
That is a
For me
huge
growing up.
step.
So yeah, we went back to the caravan then, and then you got a ball out to me.
I remember now,
Yeah.
the running up and down with the
Yes.
football, yeah.
And next day, that
Everything
it.
was fine.
Changed everything.
Yeah.
Everything kind of smoothed out.
There's your defining
And I remember
moment.
that. I think that is my defining moment. Yeah, yeah, because I do remember you coming outside actually, and now you've brought that up, and we were doing it together then, and yeah, that definitely felt like a bit of a.
Go on, Dad. Look at how fast he is up there.
That's what I was like, going, go on, Ev. What about you?
I don't know.
You probably haven't had many. I
What
mean,
was the
me and
question
you
again?
have had, like, we've had a big disagreement that's allowed us to grow.
We're still there in the middle. We haven't
We
grown
haven't,
yet.
we haven't grown.
Nothing to do with
Well, I was going to say the fact that I was going to say this rough patch of not answering the phone, but we haven't grown from that yet.
No. We've still got ours
Losing
to
the house
come.
keys, maybe.
No, I was
Coming
thinking,
in
sorry.
late. 37 hours
Alright,
later
guys,
after
come on,
18.
no need to rinse.
No.
Okay.
What were you going to say?
I know what he was going to say, but
This is going to
Everyone's,
strike a
everyone's
nerve.
telling me no, so I don't
My
think that.
man's telling me no. Sorry, go on.
Well, okay, maybe just like to do with boys. Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, you can say it.
What
So
do you have
the whole-
to do?
No.
no.
Whoa,
No.
What
name.
thing?
No name.
That's
You
what I
say
said.
it,
No
say it.
names.
Yeah, no. So no, not him.
Okay.
You know
The other
who it
one.
is.
Yeah,
We
Well,
might
no.
just edit this bit.
great. No,
Yeah,
well,
no names.
Leave
yeah,
it.
but you can still carry on.
Yeah.
What do you think the grow,
Well,
like the many conversations
the,
we had
the
about
song
the
that
things
I played you when I came in that night.
What?
So I was going through a heartbreak,
Yeah.
and I was gonna send a text for my going through wanted to send a text for a bit of reassurance.
Closure.
They say, closure. Dad's just sat there like, men don't think this way. Like, it might make you feel better sending it, but I doubt they're gonna care. I'm like,
It's
okay.
true.
And I sent it, and I come back in. He said, "Look, I've got this song to play. You just read the lyrics." So we sat in silence, and he's played "Now You're Just Somebody That I Used to Know." And I'm sat there, and he's just like this on the sofa, and I'm just there like, "Well, this is actually really true, though." So then I turned the song off, and I just handed him his phone. He was like, "Yeah."
Job
I
done.
just flipped it back over.
Yeah,
And
but
I just walked upstairs, and I was like, "What the hell just happened?"
Yeah, no, but I just thought after that you seemed stronger after that about that relationship.
So maybe this again, that might be a life
I
defining
think a lot
moment
of
then.
things
Yes.
that we spoke about made me stronger.
I
not
suppose
that one thing in
I haven't really had
particular.
it because I've always
Okay.
had one relationship. But your first relationship probably is a life defining
Oh my God,
moment.
mine definitely was. That's another podcast. Right, this is really cute. Say one thing that you admire about each other, you three.
It's like being in school again.
I know. I like this.
I'll go first then. Your ability to just relax and be laid back all the time, I definitely admire that.
That's a skill.
And
No,
so
it
is a
genuinely
definite
is a skill.
Being able to just
don't
shut
even
off
realise
and just
I'm doing
chill.
it.
Gene life.
You'll live long.
I could be a multiple for you, to be honest.
Oh.
You're a lot more outgoing than I think I was at your age. Probably more than I am now, to be honest. You were happy to go and speak to anybody, so I admire that, because I hate talking to people that I don't know.
Yeah, people don't know that about you.
You
though.
wouldn't. You wouldn't be able to tell that. Then.
Nope.
Yeah, well, if I'm drunk, I'm fine, I suppose,
Yeah.
but that's the same with most people.
lot
But
of
just speaking
people.
to new people,
Yeah,
I
but
don't
you've
like it.
worked on that.
Yeah.
You're putting yourself
But
in
you can do it
awkward.
already,
Yeah.
so I think that's
I
what
definitely
I
only
admire about
can
you.
since I said earlier when I started taking my own advice that
Good.
no one's bothered.
What do you admire about
His sense
Evan
of
and-
humour.
Yeah,
I've always thought, oh, he's just funny.
funny guy.
And I've always thought you're just cool. Like you're not really bothered about much.
I love that.
Like the same thing as Evan, really. Like you are that like cool older sister. Like a lot of my friends love you because you're just so like.
Because I drive them everywhere.
No, just
No,
take the
you
No, I
compliment.
just I think we're both the same. You're just chilled and you're
Yeah.
laid back and you're just easy to
Sometimes
get on
you're
with.
definitely not, but most of the time.
What about you?
The way you hold yourself. Like, I know you said you don't always feel very confident, but nobody would ever think it. Like, if I ever needed help with something, I'd ring you before I rang them.
Thank you.
It's okay.
We know that.
Okay.
And what
Just
about
giving him
Larry?
another crown.
After this weekend, I don't think she's got anything in mind.
Your ability to, like, make people laugh.
Aw.
Like, we could be sat there and it could be, like... Well, like, when I had that slip-up when I got sent home from work and we were all sat in my bedroom and I was bored
Yeah.
and my eyes out and she just walked in, said something and
You
everyone
were,
completely
yeah, we
forgot
all
about it. Like, her ability to just kind of, like,
Wait.
make people
Change the room.
forget.
Yeah.
Read the room
Wait, when
and
was
then
this?
change it.
When,
When she
um,
lost her job.
No, when they followed me.
The drama.
Yeah.
Yeah, then. And the picture you took of the three of them sat, Dad's on my bed, Mum's on my windowsill.
It was a defining moment.
Oh, you've got two. Okay. Last two questions.
Mm-hmm.
So the first one was, what's a defining moment in your life? And earlier you were all like, I haven't
don't
got
have
one, but you've got one.
Wait, we already spoke about it though, didn't we? Because that's when
You've just said it, that's why.
No, I thought you asked that at the beginning, and
No,
that's
we
when
were-
I
Yeah,
said.
that was before they started filming.
Yeah, the
And that-
camera wasn't there then.
And now we're filming.
when I said about taking my own advice and I don't
Yeah.
care anymore about what people think, wasn't it? Didn't you ask him
No.
that?
Yeah, no,
No.
Mum said that is your defining
Right, I'm going to
moment.
ask it again.
My bad.
So, what's a defining moment in your life?
Yeah, I agreed with you on that, but I think now where we've just had that conversation, I
Yeah.
think you can definitely figure it out.
Yeah.
That
Because I
it
think
was
that
you
is
at-
one of the defining moments that I've probably got, yeah.
Yeah,
Is
you went
thinking
from
you
like a
Right, okay.
a stroppy little
Yeah.
kid to a near
Well,
man.
I mean, not just that. I mean, our relationship as well. That was defining. Where, well, yeah, we just stopped arguing as much, and I felt like you seen me as being a bit more grown up than I was,
Mm.
probably because of the way I was behaving.
Yeah.
Have you got one? It's a big question.
I just think the whole of last year was a defining moment.
Okay.
And going into this year, I feel I'm just a completely different person.
Yeah,
the
you've
way I
definitely
think
made some
now.
changes.
I've had many drunk moments where I've got a bit emotional and I've sat there and thought about my life and how I've had many of those moments, but one I remember is just, I don't know, just the whole of last year was a really
A defining year.
learned
Yeah.
year.
Cool.
Amen.
So, if you had a book or a film or a podcast that you would ask anyone to, like, it's one thing they've got to read, listen to, or say, what would it be? Go on, you go, because I know you said you had a film.
Oh, my favourite film's Coach Carter.
Why?
Well, you both introduced me to it
Yeah.
when I was younger. Ironic, really, because I'm not involved in sport.
Yeah.
But it just gives me a feeling that I can't really explain, to be honest. But it's a feel-good film. Whenever
Makes you wanna do.
whenever I'm scrolling to watch something and I see that, I'll put it on. And yeah, it's a feel-good movie.
What about you?
The Good Will Hunting.
Why?
Because it's like focused on, what's his name?
Will.
No, you know.
Matt Damon.
Yeah, it's focused on him, but I think it's a good film because it shows you how all the different characters
Yeah.
you can get. like his friend, his therapist, his girlfriend, the family he came from, the math teacher who wanted to tutor him. I think it's just like if you notice that. Well, you know. Well, if you just notice every other character, not just the main one, it just shows you how different everyone is.
Yeah.
And I think it's a good characteristics to fit in one movie. I just
Kelly?
think it's a good film.
Perks of being a wallflower.
I knew you were going to
Yeah.
say that. Why? Similar, I suppose, is it, to Larry?
Yeah, I suppose so. It was like a film that
What did you say again? Sam?
Perks of being a wallflower.
Have you watched it?
I've not seen that. No.
it's with
I'll have
Logan
to watch it
Lerman and
then.
Emma
Don't know.
Hermione Granger. Last name.
Oh, the one off
Stone.
Harry
Is
Potter.
I
that-
don't. I know. I think.
I don't bloody know her last name.
Why?
Well, it was the first.
Watson. Sorry.
Thank you. It was the first film I'd watched that like I could like fully understand every part of it.
Mm.
Like it was very much about like mental health and like finding friends and figuring out life and stuff like that. And every time I watch it, I come out feeling different, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like I notice something different, or I've learned something
different from it.
every single time I finish watching it. Like it's got a lot of layers, and I could never get tired of having it on.
I
So it's
don't
like
think I've ever seen a movie where I felt like that about it, to be honest.
That's
I'll definitely
amazing.
have to watch it
Yeah,
then, yeah.
I get books like that. What
Dad
about you?
thinks it's cringy.
It doesn't
Uh,
matter.
You
You
what-
might
watch
not
it
relate
once.
though.
Well, thinks the film's cringy, not how you feel about it.
No,
just,
yeah, the film. The film.
Yeah.
He left halfway through. He couldn't deal with it.
We're all different creatures. What about you?
Yeah. As you probably know, I'm not one for quotes, really, am I? So.
What? You're so full of
Dad, you're
shit.
right.
Banter.
You're like a walking
See?
guru.
Told you we have to work on banter.
Oh my God.
I'd say that's sarcasm.
Okay, sarcasm.
Go for
right,
it.
yeah. Everyone has. There's something resonated with me. I think for like the last 3 or 4 years, and I think I'm on this path. I think, but everybody has 2 lives. The second begins when you realise you only have one,
Oof.
and I think that's
a
where
beefy quote.
that's where I am. I'm on that second life.
When did you think that started?
COVID.
Yeah, in the last couple of years. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely pre-COVID,
Mhm.
but last 2-3 years maybe.
That's my lot. That's all the questions.
I know you've done 1 question, but you've got to give us a film.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You've got to give us a book, a
Quote,
film, or a
podcast.
quote.
Oh, sorry, I do. I have one. The Chimp Paradox. So
Oh,
you
both
guys
fall
haven't
for
even
each
read
other.
it.
I think
but
I'll have that off you because I want to start reading a
we
bit more.
both,
so.
Dad and I, bought it for each other on Christmas Day, and we didn't realise we bought it for each other. You definitely need it because it's about relationships. It's about your inner chimp. We've all got an inner chimp. It's about
Okay.
how to manage your inner chimp and how women's chimp and men's chimp are different.
I've
So-
never read this book, but I've heard it's really good. It's The Courage to Be Disliked. He's
I was
read
thinking
it.
about
It's
that on the way
changed a
in
lot
because
of
I've got it at
people,
home and I
I
haven't
think.
read that either.
Mm.
You've got it, haven't you?
I think
Yeah,
so.
it's on
upstairs,
your shelf upstairs.
Okay. Cool.
Mm.
We're
Have
done.
you got a quote? Oh.
Oh,
No.
I have a quote.
Oh, go on then.
You don't live once, you live every day, you die once.
Similar
That's
to
it.
what Dad said.
Yeah. Dwight Schrute, The Office.
Do you have a
I was going to put mine in. Mine was Confucius.
Fucking
Say the
hell.
Jim
Got
Carrey.
550 BC.
Boom boom! No.
Say the Jim Carrey one we wrote on the whiteboard.
Oh. If you can fail at something you don't want to do, why not try and do what you love? Because
Brilliant.
it's no
I've
point
got
going to a
one.
9 to 5 where you're going to
Right, we did only ask for one. We could be here all night now.
Yeah, you guys didn't want to stay for longer than half hour. You won't shut up now. Go on.
No, it's just my favourite quote.
Go for it.
People can only meet you as deeply as they've met themselves.
Love it. That's basically what Dad was saying as well. Thank you
Right,
for
yeah, that
coming,
is
guys. Was it as cringy and as
No.
awful as you thought it was going to
No.
be?
Not
Are you going
at
to come?
all.
Are you going to come back on
No.
at
I'll
some
come back
point?
on if you want me to, yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. You defo will. And if we can keep you awake long enough, and you need your own. The art of having.
Yeah,
Me and
I
Dad-
think
me and
sitting
Dad
there on
should
that
have a
chair over there with a
podcast.
lean back is definitely a poor decision. You need to be in an upright by there.
We're done. Do you want me to finish saying something? No.
Ending naturally, it's alright.
Go on, yeah, say something to finish.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Did you get my moustache in? By the way,
Mum,
I said to him, "Can you?" I went to get it waxed today, and they couldn't
no
do
one
it.
wants to know.
I can't see you
It's
myself.
natural. You're the one who always tells
Oh,
me.
I'm telling you, I can't see
Dad's
it.
reconsidering
Considering that divorce now.
3 layers shorter than yours.
Yeah, it's not quite Evan.